Hello, hello,
Hey,
hello,
hey, beautiful ladies. Well, welcome. I'm Amy, and this is my friend
Cindy.
Cindy. So we're so excited you guys are with us tonight. So we just want this to feel like a fun girlfriend time, fun conversation. So I just hope wherever you're at, because we're gonna be friends, right? Like y'all are gonna feel like we're like besties after this, and we want it to feel like that. But we just get to talk about dreams tonight. Is anybody excited to talk about dreams? So put dreams in the chat, you guys. And if you have a dream right now or a vision that God's put on your heart, like share that in the chat, just real quick, like something in there. But really, I do want to say that whoever invited you here, take it as a huge compliment because she sees qualities in you and she sees something really special in you, and I'm going to share in a couple of minutes, like what we look for in women. And you're going to go, wow, she sees that in me. So we're excited that you're here. We're going to have just some fun. And I would just say, have an open heart, open mind. I know that years ago when I would have never thought, right, Cindy, you probably too, we would have probably never thought that this was the vehicle that the Lord was going to allow us to live out our dreams and goals.
Yeah.
But really, that's what Mary Kay is. It really is just a vehicle to help you live out, your dreams and your goals. So the first question, before I ask Cindy a question, I got to ask you ladies a question. So I want you to put this in the chat. And I know you're consulted every time she sees you, your name pop up and you answer a question. She's like doing the happy dance. She's like, woo, she gets excited. So come on, let's help some ladies do the happy dance. But I want to ask you, what do you want or need more of in your life right now? Regardless of what season of you're in, maybe you're single, maybe you're just planning a wedding or getting married, a newlywed, maybe you're a new time mommy. If so, send me pictures because I love babies. Or maybe you're in a crazy parenting season like I am, and you have all these kids doing all these activities, right, Cindy? Or teenagers, like Cindy has a bunch of teenagers, and or maybe you're an empty nester. It doesn't matter. There's something that you want or need more of in your life, and we want to know. So put that in the chat. We're excited to check those out. So what we're going to do tonight is Cindy and I are just going to ask each other questions, just like, again, we're having girlfriend chat, girlfriend time. And just listen to your heart, listen to your intuition, trust yourself, because if you're listening and you get excited, that's a good indication that you're like, man, this could be something that could really fit into my life. And so isn't that fun, Cindy, that we're both married, so we don't date anymore. But I love conversations with women. It's like we get to speed date, but for women to kind of find, is this a good match?
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing tonight. We just are trying to see if you're a good match for us and we're a good match for you. And that's it. So Cindy, I want to go ahead and just kind of find out so everyone can kind of get to know you. Like, tell me, how did Mary Kay find you and what made you say yes to start your business?
So I was a teacher. I was young and single and broker than broke. There is more month than money many times. And therefore, I grew quite a bit of a credit card debt because of that. And I was in a position to where I knew I was not called to teach the rest of my life. I didn't just really know what I was called to do. And I was praying for God to just kind of direct me. Like, do I need to go back to school? I had intended on being a counselor, and then I saw the counselor didn't do very much counseling. She did a lot of paperwork, and I don't like paperwork. And so I was like, okay, Lord, what do you have for me? What do I need to do? So I was in kind of that crossroad time in my life. And I also was super broke. And so I was kind of looking too for a way to make some extra money, but I was really, really busy. And so I couldn't work a traditional part-time job. So I was just kind of praying like, okay, Lord, what do you have for me? And honestly, Amy, never in a million years would I had imagined that Mary Kay would have been the answer, not to one of those prayers, but to both of those prayers. Honestly, I thought Mary Kay women had big blue hair and wore gobs of makeup and went door to door with a little pink box. Um, and when my little sister, my sorority, told me she had started a Mary Kay business, I was like, you're young and cute. What are you doing? I didn't say that, but I did think it in my mind, but
Right.
went to support her as a new consultant and found out about the product, fell in love with it, and found out about the opportunity and fell even more in love with that. And, I held a party. I was her very first hostess because I wanted free stuff. Did y'all know that you get free stuff when you, share your experience with girlfriends, right? So I wanted free stuff. I knew people with skin, so I was like, okay, I'll let her practice, right? And I went ahead and got started that night, Amy. And when I did, I thought in my mind, I thought, I don't know anything about skincare. My face was a broken out mess when I started. I don't know anything about makeup. I didn't even wear makeup, Carmex and mascara on a good day, right? I don't know anything about teaching people how to do it or how to run a business. I had done something with children my whole life. My mom, my grandma, my great grandma, all teachers, no entrepreneurs in my home. But you know what? I thought to myself, Cindy, you're never going to know unless you try. You're
Mhm.
never going to know unless you try. And so I was willing to give it a try. And, it was said recently I heard this, and it might have been you that said this, Amy, that there are it said that in
Yeah.
your lifetime, you're going to make 7
Decision.
yeses, right? Like best decisions. Like
Mhm.
was that you, Amy?
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
yeah. So you're going to make 7 decisions in your life that will forever change the directory of your life. So, like accepting the Lord as your Lord and Savior, right? Who
Right.
you're going to marry, things like that, right? And so that was one of my best yeses.
Mm.
Next to my, devotion to the Lord and next to my husband, that's probably my third best yes, is saying yes to this business. And I
Wow.
just want to make an extra $100 a week and, be able to stay home with my kids when I had children. Never, ever would I imagine that I would be living the dream life that I am today because
Mhm.
of that one yes.
I love that. And you know what's so powerful is I love that you said I tried. I think so many people hold us back. And I would just say to anyone, you guys, all of you listening, if you truly want to live a life worth living, like a significant life, which I'm sure a lot of you do, one of the things that is required to do that is to try things.
Yep.
You have to step out, right? And I know like one of the top things that people want to know, just like in the ministry world, is what's God's will for my life, what's his purpose.
Mhm.
Well, you've got to step out to find out.
Mhm.
God just
Yes.
can't always tell you. So if you try something and it doesn't work out, like God's gonna, he's gonna redirect you, right? So I love that.
I wrote that down. Step out to find out. I
Yeah.
love that. Was that
Yeah.
an Amy Allgood?
I don't know. It's not step out to find out. Who knows if I
I
heard it
love it.
somewhere.
So what about you? Where were you when Mary Kay found you?
So I was in my early 20s, fresh out of college, in my first corporate job. I was making good money in corporate. I was very successful from, on paper from that.
The
But
world's
if
point
I
of
was
view.
being honest with myself, and a lot of women we're not honest, even to some of our closest friends. So I looked like I was like living the perfect life, making good money, living this corporate job. I was newly in love, living my best life in Fort Lauderdale. But the reality was, I was honestly probably crying myself to sleep 2 or 3 nights a week.
Wow.
And I was frustrated because I was like, you should be happy. What's wrong with you? And really, I just wasn't fulfilled. That was the bottom line. I was not feeling fulfilled in my corporate job. And it kind of brought me back to remembering when I was graduating from college and telling my dad, he was like, well, what do you want in a career? When I was trying to make a career decision. And I said, I want to make a lot of money, because if you didn't come from a lot of money, you probably want a lot of money. And so my parents were both teachers. So money was always an issue. So I just wanted to make more than my parents did. And second is, I want to make an impact. I knew that I was supposed to do something great to impact the world, but it seemed like it was impossible to find both of those. Like, okay,
Yep.
either got to choose money or
Yep.
choose impact. And so really when I was shared the opportunity about Mary Kay, to be honest, it was the first time ever that I heard someone say, you can make great money. There's more women here earning 6 figures and millionaires than any other company, and you're impacting lives. And if you're listening going, how could you, well, first of all, you may be thinking, really, you can make that much money selling makeup? Well, yeah, because we are basically PhD psychologists, like teaching women how to run lives, not how to run a life and a business. So yeah, you can make great money because you're teaching life skills and people skills. But also, like, really, how do you make an impact? And I don't know if it's like, oh, I should have brought it down. Now you can't see it from where the camera is, but right on like my top 2 shelves, I have 2 huge boxes, y'all, like big. And both of them are filled with notes from women who've said how I've shaped and impacted their life. And so again, this really is this personal development course that you get paid to do. But I think when I started at 23, one thing I did see, Cindy, right away is you can make money. And I didn't know a lot of people because I was new in South Florida. I didn't really want to do sales, to be honest, because I kept thinking about like my softball or dance sales, and I didn't want to have to do that. And so there was all these like obstacles, and I was busy working the corporate job, 60 hours a week, but I was coachable. So if you're wondering, like, could I do this? Because nobody wants to do something and fail, let's be honest.
Right.
Neither did I. So they said, Amy, if you're, even though you're busy, even though you don't know anybody, even though you don't want to sell, blah, 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 you love people. Yes. Okay. You do have to like people. If you don't like
Yeah.
people, it's probably not a good fit for you, but
Yeah.
you love people. And so are you teachable and coachable? So I knew I was teachable. I could learn how to do this, and it's not a hard business. Most of us have been washing our face, most of our lives since we were 12, right? And so I was. So I just listened to what she told me to do, and working this 5-6 hours a week that first month, I made $1,500, Cindy. So I mean, right away that I saw. So remember, some of you in the chat are putting, you need money. So when we're looking at what do we want and need more money of course, like that was a big thing. So I saw right away that it worked, and therefore wanted to put, more time, more energy as it came. So, all right, I think you have another question, right?
Yes. So we're all about dreaming big in this business, right? And we both come from a place of where we might have been dream handicapped before Mary Kay, right? I know I was. My biggest dream when I was a teacher was to be able to pay all my bills and not have to eat ramen noodles at the end of the month. And so I really feel like in today's society, so many people are dream handicapped. So many people have like let go of that little girl dream that they had, when they were young. And, and you with the impact, that's always been something that's really been important to me too. I thought I was going to go into the Peace Corps. When I was a little kid, I was going to go in the Peace Corps, and I was going to marry a doctor, and we were going to save the world together, And so,
life is full of unexpected things, right? Unexpected opportunities.
I mean, who thought I would save the world with lipstick, right? Right. So I know for me, and I know for you too, that Mary Kay has really given us the ability to dream again and the vehicle to make those dreams a reality. So talk to me about like what made you start believing that Mary Kay could be the vehicle to dream and the vehicle to make those dreams a reality. And tell me about, something a dream that you have financed with your Mary Kay business.
Yeah. I think first of all, success begots more success, right? And so when you start seeing one goal, you believe you can have more goal.
Yep.
So I think two things really happened for me to believe. Number one, I went to our first seminar, and I saw so many women living the life I had only dreamt about. Mm-hmm. And not only were they successful in business, because there's plenty of that to see around, but they were successful in their marriages, in their parenting, in their relationships, in their community. And I wanted that. I wanted that role model. So that's what made me kind of believe that. And then, of course, as I had one success, earning that $1,500, okay, great. That goal will build upon that goal. So sometimes, we see like the big picture, but we got to have those small wins that will help us build our confidence to believe that. But, I still have, my little goal posters. I have different goal posters, in my office. But, and you've heard me, talk about this, Cindy. I think that, we always have to keep one eye on our immediate goal and one eye on the ultimate. So like right now I have an immediate of, I want to plan an out west vacation for my family. So like keeping an eye on that, like I need income right now for that. And that's like my selfish goal. It's my immediate, but it's also like, that's, something I want. I'm also working on using money to send a woman who had a tragedy in her life, lost her son, and is a dear friend. And I'm using some of my money to send her off to a retreat. So there's always this like, what am I doing for myself and what can I do for others? So I think that it's a great goal to dream big enough that you're not just trying to pay your bills, but you're trying to bless other people. Like we're blessed to be a blessing. Like that's my mantra in life. I want to have so much so I can be so generous. Right. Yes. And so that's a different mindset. It's not greed, it's ambition, but it's healthy ambition. And so we want ambitious women that want to make that kingdom impact, that want to do good. And then one of my goals from early on, probably was on my first goal poster, I always had a dream to live on the water. So that was an ultimate, like I knew that was going to happen overnight. But, people want to get rich quick and you can't. Okay. It's going to take time. But because from the beginning, because I consistently did things that I knew was going to build this business and make money, I was able to save and put some away and save and put some, spend a little, save a little. That's a whole nother thing. But my goal was at 37, and I don't know why, God, but like I'm a big journaler, but I had put it 37, and we found the home I'm in now when I was 37,
So
and I can
you had the goal to be in your dream home
to
on the
find my
water
dream home on the water by the
at
time I was
37,
37.
and you
Yes,
did.
yes. And now we can see, I'm looking out at water right now. You can see water, all three sides of my house. So it's God and Mary Kay both like, well, it wouldn't happen without God, number one, but I learned how to visualize in the business. And so it's not just was like the goal, but it was like the visualization of I want a house on the corner. I mean, it's just crazy. Like,
Yes.
and I
Like how
never,
detailed it
how
was.
detailed, and corporate would have never taught me that, right?
Yeah.
And corporate certainly would have taught me how to want to give my money away and help more people. So I love that a lot of us do pampering with a purpose, where we do
Yes.
our appointments
Yep.
and we are giving to a charity, we're giving to
Absolutely.
something. I mean, with a 50% margin, you could take 25% for you and 25% to
Right.
give to something you believe in. So what about for you, Cindy? What's been why did you believe that this could be the vehicle to your dreams, and how, and maybe what was a dream that Mary Kay helped finance for you?
Well, for me, the reason why I really saw that this could be a way to, that Mary Kay could finance dreams was really within my first 4 months in the business. One of the reasons why I started Mary Kay is because I was in debt. I had credit card debt because, like I said in the beginning, there was more month than money, and when there was, I put it on a credit card. Like when I was in a wedding, or when I had to get new tires for my car, like I could pay for the bare minimum with my teaching salary. Bless you. But that's it, right? So when other things popped up, I
Mhm.
did not have the money to pay for it. And you know what? It is said that like 80 something percent of Americans right now do not have an extra $400 a month to pay for an emergency if they have something. And that was me. I was not able to pay for anything extra. And
Oh,
so it went on a credit card, and I had built up about $8,000 in credit card debt. And for a girl that was 27 back, 22 years ago, I just revealed my age, but 22 years ago,
you look fabulous. It's fine. It's fine.
I don't look like I'm almost 50, right? That, because the product works, it does work. So that was a lot. Like that was a lot back then, right? And it was a burden on me, right? And so I got in. I wanted to make an extra $100 a week, and I gave myself a year to pay off that $8,000 in credit card debt, and I did it in my first 4 months. So that is something that
Awesome.
God really taught me. Oh, wow. Like I could
Mhm.
really make some good money. And that was just from my sales, Amy. That
Mhm.
wasn't from any other streams of income, within Mary Kay, because there's multiple streams of income within
Yeah.
Mary Kay. But that was just from my retail sales, from holding those appointments and sharing this product with people 2 times a week. That's all I did. So that really gave me the vision of like, oh, like this, I could really finance some dreams through this business, right? Well, when I got married to my husband, we started praying pretty much from the very beginning. We started praying that, that he would be able to come home, like he would be able to work from home. And especially when we moved and he was commuting back and forth, and over an hour away every single day, and missed out on so much of our family activities with our boys and things like that. And so it really turned into a very toxic environment where he was working very high. He was very well paid, corporate, but toxic environment, and he was miserable. And every day, Amy, my youngest son would pray. When we would pray at night, he would pray, "Bring daddy home." Like that was his
Oh,
prayer
I
every
love
single night.
that.
And
That's so
every
cool.
single year when I did you talked about goal
Mhm.
posters, when I did my vision board, I had this sign that says, "Bring daddy home." And I had a
Mhm.
picture of our family. And every year I would take that off. I would put a new backing on it and I would put a new picture of our family, and I would put it right back on that vision board every single year. It would
Mhm.
be on my vision board for 10 years. It was on my vision board. And I will never forget the day that I was able to create a new vision board. And crumple that thing up, tear it up, but it was 6 years ago, May 1st. So this month,
Wow.
a leap of faith. My husband left his job in corporate America and now and started pursuing real estate. And so that was probably the biggest dream. I have financed many dreams throughout my Mary Kay business, but that definitely is the biggest dream that I have financed through my Mary Kay business. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. I love it. That's huge. How many of you would love to be able to do that for your husband? How many of you have someone that you love and they're not, and you're just like, I'm praying and hoping for something to come along, and I love, it makes me think about Cindy, that little story where this guy is like, God, please, he's like stuck in a flood. And he's like,
Oh, yeah.
please send me something to save me.
And then a
And
boat comes and he's
God
like,
sends him a float. He sends him a boat. He sends him a helicopter. He sends him all these things, and then he dies and gets to heaven. He's like, God, I prayed. Why didn't you save me? He's like, I sent you the boat. I sent you the helicopter. I sent you And so sometimes you guys, like, you're praying, and Mary Kay's, God is giving you the Mary Kay. Like, you have to then do something, with that. All right, one more question, and then we'll wrap up, Cindy. I want to tell them what we're looking for. So, what do you love and appreciate about our company, Mary Kay? There's a lot of things people can do right now. So, why Mary Kay, and why say yes to being a part of this company now?
well, there's so many reasons, and I just want to thank all of you if you are using this product. I mean, when you wash your face with Mary Kay, you're supporting a small business. You're helping women and children have a safe haven because of the money that Mary Kay has given to domestic violence shelters. You're helping doctors to find a cure for cancer. Like, there's so many reasons to be a consultant. I mean, a customer, right? Like, so many benefits, but there's even more benefits to partnering up with us as consultants. And I think that I don't know of any other company or any other opportunity in the world where you can get what you want out of life, like have that impact, have financial security, like get what you want out of life, have a community of women that love you and pray for you and cheer you on, right? Like, have that personal growth. I don't know of any other company, any other opportunity where you could get what you want, but still keep the things that you value most in life. When Mary Kay founded this company 60 years ago, over 60 years ago, she founded it based on the priorities of putting your faith first, your family second, your career third, living by the golden rule. She took the Lord as her business partner. And I believe without a shadow of a doubt that we are the number one selling skincare and color cosmetic brand today in the world, in the direct sell industry. And we've had the overwhelming success through all the ups and downs of the economy and the pandemic and all the things, right? That we've had the overwhelming success that we have had over the last 60 years because Mary Kay took the Lord as her business partner. And so I feel like this company is so set apart. It really is than any other. And I have a lot of times people, when we do the MK Q&As, people ask me, well, what makes this different? Like what's different about Mary Kay? And I could go on and on and on, but I feel like the main thing that sets us apart is Mary Kay, the founder, our first lady, and just her heart and her vision and her dream. And despite all the obstacles, she was dedicated to living out the purpose that God put on her heart, right? Living out that dream. And I believe too that we have, a product that's consumable, and it's, the number one product. It is, has the top highest standards you can possibly imagine. And it is, it's made in America. And so that we get to represent, a product that has a purpose, and that, it's doing good. And so we're brand ambassadors of that. So there's so many reasons.
So many, I know. And I love that you brought up the 60 years because we are such a solid company. So we've been a debt-free 60 years. We're not going somewhere. So I get it. I'm not a big risk taker, but if I'm going to take a risk, a small risk, like starting, 35 or 90, whatever, then I want to make sure that the time and energy I'm putting in is going to get back. So I think that people should feel secure about that. So let me wrap up with sharing, and then you can tell them how we can get started. But really, you guys, one of the things that I think is super fun is we are looking for high achieving women, right? Like we're not where we are. We didn't have the success of Mary Kay because we tried and gave up as soon as the first obstacle. Of course, we've had obstacles. So I want y'all to guess. Let's just kind of play a little fun little game in the chat. There's, and this was a study done outside of Mary Kay, has nothing to do with Mary Kay, but I want to show you how Mary Kay feels it. So these are the top 5 things that high achieving women want in their career. So go ahead and put it in the chat. Let's see if you get any of them right. And I'm going to say them out of order because I want you to guess what order. Okay. So money. All right. So put in the chat, where do you guys think money would be? Would it be number 1 on the list, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5? Okay. Well, you may be surprised to find out it's actually number 5. So there's 4 things that high achieving women want more than they want the paycheck than their company. But with the money, obviously, I kind of said it earlier, we have so many women earning 6 figures and who are, have earned over $1 million in their company, with that. And I think both of us have, Cindy, right? We've both probably earned over $1 million commissions already. But one of the statistics today, we're talking about today, what women need is just to live the same standard of living as you did last year, you would need an additional $5,200. So if you have not gotten a $5,200 raise, ladies, then this could be a great thing. And it's only $100 a week or $400 a month. I mean, both of my last appointments, I sold 1,100, 1,200. So like it'd be more. I mean, could you imagine you did 1 appointment a month and you'd have that type of income, 1 or 2 appointments, even a month. So minimal to do that. Okay. So put in the chat, what else? Let's see what you guys are putting. Okay. So what about personal growth? You've heard us talk about that. That is actually number 2. So people want personal growth. And so they want to aim for a condition where they're learning. They're not just learning the skill, but they're getting self-development. They're getting skill development. They're able to, advance in their careers. They want that work-life balance. So that's a lot of what they're looking for. Okay. Number recognition and rewards. I know Cindy's wearing her earrings. I'm wearing this diamond ring I earned from Mary
Oh, look,
Kay.
I broke out the diamonds today.
We love it. But more than the bling, we just want the prizes and recognitions. But I know at my old corporate job, I only got recognized or highlighted what I did wrong, but they seek acknowledgement for their contributions along with their fair compensation and opportunities for a leadership role. So they want the ability to be able to move up and get rewarded for the effort putting in. Okay.
So what number was that?
That's number 4.
Okay.
Number 4, I'll leave number 1 for last. So number 3, okay, right in the middle is they value flexibility and the ability to prioritize both their professional and their personal lives. And that would be another dream I think that came true for me. And I would love for y'all, I meant to say this earlier, put in the chat, like what's a dream you do have? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like what is your dream? An immediate or a long-term one, like Cindy and I shared earlier. But one of mine too was just being home with my kids, taking all 3 of my kids home in a pink Cadillac, being able to be that work from home mom, still earning that executive income, but being at the field trips or going to their school, doing whatever I needed to do. And then number 1, drum roll, okay, is fulfillment. Do you guys remember? That's why I was crying myself to sleep in my corporate job. So that they desire to work, they want work that aligns with their values and their passions and their purpose. And they want to make a meaningful difference. So who you work with is a part of that too. So the fulfillment and who you're working with, it impacts you.
Yes.
All right. And the other thing I would just say, you guys, if you've been praying and you've been asking God to open a door for you, I just want to say that if what we've shared today, that believe that maybe God is answering that prayer right now. He is sending you a boat. If you've been asking God for, a way out of your circumstance or a different way of life, a better way of life, and you're looking for a way to put God first and family second and career third, and you just know in your soul and your heart that that's right, and you want to be your own boss, you want to call the shots, but you also want to have the income from home, and you want to do something that matters and makes a difference. If that sounds like you and what you've been wanting, then I have to tell you, you deserve to give this a try. Your future and your family, give it a try for them, because I believe that this is a divine answer to prayer for a lot of you listening. And so I hope you recognize that. So Cindy, we got 1 minute, wrap it up and tell them how they can get started.
Okay. So I love to do the analogy of the gift, right? Like that Mary Kay is this beautifully wrapped gift, and it's our job as consultants and leaders to share the gift with you, and it's up to you to open it up and find out what's inside for you. I could have never imagined in a million years what the gifts and that I would find within my Mary Kay, right? Within the gift of Mary Kay. I could have never imagined it. And you talked about the diamonds and the trips and the cars and all that. That's all great. The material things, those are great and such a blessing, and the money. But it's really the person you become, right? And the friendships you gain. It's those non-tangible things that are the sweetest. So we are offering you this gift today. And if you make a decision to start your own Mary Kay business, you can you'll actually get a gift from your sales director, and you don't know what's inside of it, just like you don't know what's inside of the gift of Mary Kay, but you'll get a gift for making a decision today, right? And so you have three choices. One is A. Absolutely. Let's get this party started. I don't know if I'm going to be good at this, but if you're going to teach me, let's go ahead and give it a try. And you can start for as little as $35 today. Which is amazing. Like, neither one of us started for $35. And so you get your website, you get your credit card processing, you get access to all the education, you get to shop for yourself for 50% off and make 50% profit. And you get me and Amy, which is awesome. Like, we're your gifts of purchase, and we're priceless. And you have some other options. You can do a sample kit that you can add on to that kind of upgrade, or you can even do the Pro Start, which comes with like all the product, $400 worth of product in a bag and all the things. So you can talk to the person that invited you about your different options. So that's A. A is absolutely drop an A if you're just ready to just give it a try. You never know unless you try, right? And then B is, book me for another appointment, like or a coffee or whatever, but I have some questions and I want to know a little bit more. Okay. And so book me for another appointment is B. Okay. And then C is, this sounds great for you guys, but it's not something that fits for me, right? I don't like people, or, I don't need any extra money or whatever. Okay. So it's not a fit for every single person, and that's okay, because we need our customers, right, Amy?
Yep.
And so C is, I just want to support my Mary Kay consultant and be the best customer. Okay. So just drop A, B, or C in the comments. And we want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule today to just learn a little bit more about Mary Kay. I know that it's not for everybody, but intelligent women listen to the facts so they can make an educated decision. So all of you guys on here are so smart to just listen. And you know what? You can actually be a talent scout for us. If it's not a good fit for you, you could be a talent scout. So if you know somebody that could benefit, maybe there's that high achieving person that wants those things that Amy talked about, then if you pass this along, we give great referral rewards. So thank you so much, and y'all have a blessed day. Bye,
And
everybody.
make sure you text your beauty consultant.
Yes.
Out of all the things that you heard tonight, what would be the one reason, if you were to do Mary Kay, why would you do it? And your A, B, and C. So we love you guys. Thanks for
Bye,
being on.
everybody.